this session we're going to go through a video that's been prepared by Western Digital that speaks about the purpose of a NAS and the purpose or the type of Western Digital disk drive that's installed in Smikbox NAS. It's an interesting video. It explains a lot of things in some nice simple ways, and I'll be interacting with you as we go along.
NAS is essentially an intelligent storage box that connects directly to your home router. A home NAS has typically 1 to 4 bays, although some homes or small businesses may choose to go with a system of up to 8 bays that can be used to store all of your family photos, music, videos and other files in a safe, fast and accessible place.
We're going to have to start again. Hello there, Martin here. I'm just going to interact with this video as it's playing through. It's an introduction to NAS by Western Digital. It has some very good explanations of some of the reasons behind a NAS, and I'll just be popping in from time to time to add a bit of extra information as we're going along.
NAS is essentially an intelligent storage box that connects directly to your home router. A home NAS has typically 1 to 4 bays, although some homes or small businesses may choose to go with a system of up to 8 bays that can be used to store all of your family photos, music, videos and other files in a safe, fast and accessible place. So why did our family of 4 need one? Our challenge was our files are large and the number keeps growing, and the files are stored all over the place. If a hard drive fails like it did 6 months ago, or we lose a phone or camera, we were always at risk of losing those memories with it. Storing on the cloud wasn't really a viable option for us because of the size and number of our files. We tried, but our broadband was constantly blocked, as backing up large files meant our broadband became unusable.
Just a point on the broadband, many of ADSL connections are rated at 800 kilobits per second for upload, depending on, as the ISP will say, depending on how far from the exchange you are. But in practice, when other people are using the home network, or perhaps the router itself has been used vigorously since the last time it was turned off and turned on again, the upload speed can be a lot slower, down as low as sometimes 50 kilobits per second. Now, if you're trying to back up some of your files to an external cloud storage site, at 50 kilobytes per second, believe me, it'll be very slow. Another good example is Dropbox. I was trying to share some video files I took on my action cam with a friend and put them in my Dropbox folder. It wasn't a very big video, maybe a gigabyte, but 17.5 hours later I decided to can it and send a SIM card by post because it was just clogging up the network, slowing down everybody else. And the file itself had probably only progressed about 30 to 40%. So upload speed is a real issue when you have cable connection, national broadband or some other high-speed connection, and you get a greater upload speed, then it won't be as much of a concern, but there's still some concern because it does clog up your network when your network can't upload files, just as it does sometimes when connecting to external services and passing information back and forth.
Also, paying a monthly subscription was quite expensive, and I'm not too comfortable with someone else holding all my family files. Having a NAS system allows us to have a central place where we can store all our files safely and securely in our house with redundancy. Redundancy is dependent on the NAS configuration, and if implemented, means that one drive can mirror another inside the NAS. So whatever we store on one drive, it is simultaneously stored on the other, like a...
Martin, back again. Just a quick note on the redundancy he's talking about there. That's called RAID. Normally, with a 2-drive NAS, you would have RAID 1, which is just basically a complete copy of whatever you've got on your main drive on the second drive. If you have a NAS with any more than 3 drives, which means a 4 or a 6 or an 8-bay NAS, then it's using another mechanism called RAID 5. And RAID 5's a lot better because in a storage environment like this with 2 drives, If you had two 4 terabyte drives, for example, then because a complete copy of everything on the first drive is on the second drive, then you're literally only getting 4 terabytes of, 4 terabytes of usable space with two 4 terabyte drives. If you had three 4 terabyte drives, however, and used RAID 5, you probably get about let's see, 3, 4, so 12. You probably get about 8 terabytes of usable space, about 60 or 70%, depending on the drives themselves. So because with with RAID 5, it has a more effective way of mirroring itself the information across the three drives, and you get more usable space. Probably a lot better performance too in some circumstances with RAID 5.
Live instant backup. This means if one drive does fail, then we can carry on as if nothing happened and get a replacement drive the next day.
That's very true. You literally can just snap out the failed drive and put in a new one, and continue to use on one drive for a number of days on RAID 3 or RAID 5 or RAID 1. Either case will allow you to do that. And it is when you snap in the new drive, it takes some time to rebuild, maybe a few hours, but once it's rebuilt, it does it by itself. You can continue to use the machine while it's rebuilding, and it's a very effective way to handle a failed unit. You will be advised of a failed unit on the console of the NAS itself, and if you have the correct settings installed, it can also email you if it has a problem with the machine, or email Smikbox, who is managing your site, to have action taken on the failed unit.
With a NAS system, it's a one-off payment, similar to buying an external hard drive. Although with a NAS system, all of our files are accessible all the time, anywhere I like, at no extra cost. It allows us to safely store all of our files in one place and securely access them from anywhere. If we're around friends and I want to play some of the tracks I've been working on, I can, as we can all access our NAS wherever we are. If my son wants to work on one of his movies, then there's no waiting for files to be downloaded. It's instant, as the movie files are on our home network now, not in the cloud. My wife is far more organized than me, and she's designated each family member their own space on our NAS, with set passwords so she can keep her photography work separate from the rest of the family's, and my son can decide to share and show his masterpiece only when he's good and ready. The most important thing a NAS system gives us is peace of mind, with the knowledge that our memories are safe and secure, which is also the reason why we utilize hard drives designed for NAS boxes. The problem with using desktop drives not meant for NAS is that they vibrate far more than drives that are designed specifically for NAS, and generate far more heat, and increased temperatures can increase your electricity bill and impact the reliability of your NAS box. Drives like the red drives from Western Digital are designed to run at a lower operating temperature and designed to vibrate less, resulting in a more reliable and affordable solution for always-on NAS environments.
The Western Digital Red also comes in two flavors. There's a unit that spins, the actual spindle spins at 5500 RPM, which is more than adequate for most home and small business environments. It's intended for circumstances where the drive is occasionally read from more often than it's written to, which is very much the situation in a home or small business environment. The 7200 RPM units, which are incidentally nearly double the price, are ideally suited for small business and commercial operations where the unit is doing a lot of read and write simultaneously. They're very fast. They have very fast, high throughput, and you'll be more than satisfied with the performance.
WD's Red Drive also have the exclusive NASware 3.0 technology, which improves NAS system compatibility and reliability, and are available from 1 terabyte up to 6 terabytes. So looking forward, we are secure in the knowledge that we still have our privacy when we want it, we can access our data from anywhere, and all creative work and memories are as safe as they can be.